Alright, I believe this is part 4. Let's look at the next hand. Blinds are 3,500, 7,000, and the antes all combined come out to about 7,000. We've done at pocket sixes um, in the cutoff, and it's an open shove um, by this player, and I decide to shove on top. It's not the best shove, just because my hand is um, you know not going to be ahead that much. Usually I'm either going to be a coin flip, or if I'm against a bigger pocket pair, really behind. But I guess at that point I decided to go with pocket sixes. And you definitely want to be shoving here instead of just calling, to discourage anybody from coming in to the pot. But anyway, so I gamble with sixes, hoping he has, and at that point I'm sure I had a feeling that he is shoving any ace there or two over cards. Anyway, so it was a coin flip, but we ended up losing. Again, not the best coin flip to get into, especially with my stack. So if I could go back, I would fold there. Not just because I lost, but just because I probably should have waited for a better spot. So now we're down to pretty much 35,000. Alright, so looking at our M is, let's see, 10, 7, 14, 17, 18. Yeah, our M is down to 2 at this point of the tournament. And falls to us queen 10. We decided to pretty much just 3 exit, which is obviously the same as shoving. And hoping to just take it on pre-flop. But the small blind commits with queen jack, which sucks for us because we are really behind, but we hit the one of the 3 outs to double up, and now we're back up to 83,000. So at this point I was just looking for obviously any ace, any pair. I probably won't be shoving 7, 8 of diamonds here, just because the blinds can call pretty easily with ace X kind of hand. So I don't want to shove suited connectors here with only an M of 2. So I was looking for a mediocre hand, and queen 10 seemed okay to shove there. Alright, so now we're up to 80,000. Blinds have gone up for 8,000. We have king 10 of spades. This guy raises again. See if I can open the stats. Okay, I'm just trying to remember what I did. So he raises from the cutoff. I decided to shove with king 10. Again, he was raising. I don't know if this is the first time I've shoved on top of his raise, but I do remember him stealing a lot more from late position. And then also, just that the blinds were 4,000, 8,000, and he made it 17,000, which is 2x and then 1 extra thousand. It just felt at that point to me that it was just an obvious steal. He doesn't want to put too much money into the pot. So anyways, it worked out for me. He folded. Let's skip a hand. Alright. Let's look at the next hand. Alright. We have king 10. I decide to open. I'm probably not folding to a shove. And he raises 62,000 all day, and I did call, shows pocket sixes. It looks like a weird raise from me from early position with my chip stack, but the table was playing really tight just because we were close to the final table. So I decided to get more aggressive. I mean, with my chip stack, I should really be, waiting for reshove spots and, stealing from late position spots. But the table was just playing so tight that I couldn't resist not stealing from early position. So, and people weren't, like, re-stealing. And it's a $3 tournament, so, not a lot of people are doing the 3-bet raise, re-stealing and, reshoving, ace queen, stuff like that. So I just started stealing a lot more, and this time it worked out. So now we're up to 311,000. I'm not sure how many players are left, but this is definitely, I don't know, maybe the final 2, 3, 4 tables. Not sure. Alright, next hand. We've lost some chips. Yeah, blinds are 714, and then the antes, obviously. And he min raises from the cutoff, and I decided to go for re-steal. And again, players weren't doing that on this table as much as they should in the late stages of the tournament, so I decided to just start making moves because the blinds are high and the antes are there, so there's so much incentive. Plus he's raising from the cutoff, and my hand is something where he has ace king, ace queen, or even if he decides to make a call with king jack, my hand plays well post flop against those kind of hand. So that still worked out there, and there we go. Next hand. All right, so where are we? 8,000, 16,000, and then all the antes combined are 14,000. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7-handed. It's not the final table, but so we have ace jack. If it was a full table, I probably would have folded, but again, this table was playing tight. So even if it was a full table, I probably would have raised anyways under the gun with the ace jack. But now we're only 7-handed. On top of that, the table's playing pretty tight. So I think I should open here. I do open to 37,250. And so okay, so you have a 3-bet from this guy. I have 106 hands on him, so I'm sure I was looking at his stats when he did that. So okay, looking at his stats, the important thing to look here is his EP versus MP versus LP, which is early position, middle position, late position. He's opening 30% from late position, 19 from middle, and 9 from early. That means he is stealing way more than than he is raising pre-flop for value. So okay, so the other thing you want to look at is his 3-bet, which is at 10%, which is speaking relatively to the table is pretty high. But the most important thing to look here, which I know definitely I did, was that he's raising a lot more from late position than he is from early position. That means he's stealing a lot more. And the fact that I was opening a lot lately made sense for him to 3-bet here light. And I'm not sure what I mean. The worst play here would be the flat, and then folding is fine too, just because it's a 3-bet and I have ace jack. But again, I felt like he's definitely stealing here because he's on the button. So since he likes to steal from late position in unopened pots, it would make sense for him to be a player that likes to re-steal from late position, especially from the button, just in case I flat. On top of that, I've been opening a lot. So that also made sense. So I think I decided to go for the 4-bet shove here. um, hoping that he was re-stealing. Uh, and if I don't think I was four betting that much. I mean, yeah, in the whole tournament, I only four bet once. But regardless of that, it just felt like he's re-stealing for sure. And even if he's not, if he has a pocket pair, I'm not that bad in the shape. Obviously, if he's three betting, he could have a monster. But I decided to go for it anyways, and he folded. So picked up a nice pot there, and we're up to 440. So you wanna be able to number one, look at the stats and make a judgment on the player. If you don't have stats, which is fine too. I mean, if you're just playing one table, you don't even need the stats. You can just pay attention. And on top of that, know what your image is and how the other person might perceive it. In this case, all those factors just made sense for me to shove over fold. So that was that. All right, let's see one more hand in this segment, and then we'll move on to the last two segments, I believe. All right. 9-6 offsuit in the big blind. I'm not sure why this hand is here, but okay. Folds to gambler. Decides to raise from the small blind to 35,789. All right. See what I did. I decided to call. Let's see. Well, to be honest, I did play this tournament a while ago, and I'm making this video at least 7 months later. But or this part 4. But I think obviously flatting doesn't look like a great play here. But my reasoning, the only one I can think of is that he probably wasn't as good post flop, and I also probably had some sort of read on him. I'm not sure, but anyways, I decided to defend. I mean, three betting here isn't a horrible play. Okay, he bets 32,000. I decide to make a raise, and he re-raises, and I fold. Do you show? Oh, he shows 7-3. Okay, I know why I put this hand. It was probably because, okay, I remember now. This was a hand where I wanted to 3-bet pre-flop because it was, a lot of my plays I based it on more on, the feel part, at that, in the specific moment. And at that point, I felt like I should 3-bet here because he seemed weak, but I decided not to. And then he was weak, but he flopped 2-pair. So yeah, I mean, the lesson learned is, you should just go with your first instinct. If you feel like somebody's, weak, then your first instinct is better than your second guess. Right, so we'll continue with the next segment, and we'll pick up on the next hand, which I believe was pocket jacks.